he's doing Get Out just for like an hour and 30 minutes. You've been doing Get
Yeah.
Out your whole life.
I'll be honest, I don't know what no, I was 18. I don't know what 18-year-old me was on, but it was clearly crack. I
Didn't
wasn't
you
I
also
wasn't
meet
on
Daniel
crack.
Kaluuya?
Yo, Daniel, yeah, that one really, like meeting Daniel Kaluuya was crazy. Like, that digs deep a little bit because when I met him, I I was so nervous, but at the same time, he was so chill. Dude is hilarious. And, like, he was backstage. He took, I don't know if it was his shoe or his assistant's shoe. He took their shoe and they were like kicking it around backstage before they went on. I thought he was about to walk out there with one shoe and one sock, right? And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, Daniel, what are you doing? And so like, and so he finally walks out. He gets his award speech. He gives his speech, and I give him the award. But when he was walking up, it was so awkward for me because I thought he was gonna go up and like, every black person's different. Whether no, like wherever you're from around the world, your handshake of how you approach someone is different. So I thought he was gonna give me the firm, yeah, just a very firm handshake. He came up and dapped me up. I had to switch midway, and it was so awkward because like I started out with this while he was like this, and I was like, oh, but he plays it off so well, and so I'm leaving. I'm going, I'm leaving backstage or whatnot, and I'm like, well, that was cool. That was all right. I wish I got to talk to him more. But then I hear somebody running from behind me. I thought I was about to get got like real quick. He said, "Yo!" I turn around. It's him. He catches me on the stairs, looks me dead in my eyes. He's like, "Yo, I really appreciate your words." And like, and he was like, because I had given like a speech before and introducing him, and I was like, in that speech, I was like, "Yo, he's one of my favorite actors and people." Like in the world, and I don't even know the guy like that. And so like he was like, I really appreciate you. He daps me up and he's like, what's your name? I'm like, Andre. And he's like, well, Andre, keep at it. He was like, you've got this. And I was like, and in my mind, I'm like, man, I could cry, but I'm so excited. And so like I got a picture with him on my phone. We took a selfie, and as he was leaving, I'm like cool, because Andrew's looking at me. Andrew is the dean of performing arts at SCAD, for those that don't know.
It's not Andrew.
um
It's Mark.
Yeah. Well, I guess now it's Mark. Did she?
You
I
said
don't know. But
Andrea. My bad. I heard
no,
Andrew.
no, Andra.
Oh, my bad.
No, Andra. And so basically, like, he turns back around, runs my just kill yourself, Nate. Um, he turns around, runs back, and he's like, and he daps me up, looks me in my eyes one more time. I'm like, what is he gonna say now? I was like, and then he looks at me and he's like, yo, I'll see you around. And I was like, and ever since he did that, I was like, no matter what happens in life, I cannot stop working as an actor, in the creative field, in the film and TV space. I was like, because until I see him again, to like return that, like, to return the, yo, what's up? It's been however many years, until I return that to him. I'm like, that's a mission. Like, that's not even, that's a side quest that has to be completed in my life, of being like, yeah, I stuck with it. What's up? Let's
And he's
work.
gonna be like, "Who are you?"
That's that's what I'm so afraid of. I'm afraid he's gonna look at me one day and be like, I say that to a lot of people. It's so like what's inspiring for me is just on the regular for him.
Yeah.
And so like and so for me, out of everything I do in life, I'm like, the one thing I can't do or allow myself to do is like give up. Because I'm like, I have to, at the end of the day, I have to make sure that I elevate myself to that point. Um, but yeah, that's my sob story. That's my origin story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Daniel Kaluuya, right? Going back to that.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, you're from Atlanta, born and raised, right?
No, China.
Oh, okay. But like you grew up in like the suburbs of Atlanta, right? So
China.
okay. So when you were watching Get Out and you saw Daniel Kaluuya's amazing performance, were you like, I relate to that because I grew up in the suburbs of Atlanta, and so you had that deep connection with him because he's doing Get Out just for like an hour and 30 minutes. You've been doing Get
Yeah.
Out your whole life. Uh, so like, is that why like
What? What's happening?
is that why you were so connected to him?